Yes, what's the discovery issue?
There's a video, the first statement made by the complaining witness when she comes to the police office is recorded, and that was tendered in discovery. I was under the impression that it was one of the officers who made a report. All the officers I have in the police reports, I'm thinking it's one of them. We've subpoenaed them. We can talk to them about it. This morning, I asked for the officers that I thought it was, Ms. Caballero,
Officer Caballero.
asked her, because she wrote the statement that she's the one that met them. So I said, here, will you have her review this 1 minute, 30-second body cam, just so we can.
So what's the issue?
Issue is, she says, well, that's not me. It's these, I think it's these two other guys who were mentioned nowhere in the reports. And in the video, she starts making a statement about what happened to those officers, and then it cuts off. So I don't know who those officers are. I don't know what that statement was. There's no way to really impeach her.
Well, the statement is not going to come in until we have a hearing on it.
Well, my issue is that they've got officers they want to bring who heard a second version, a third version, a fourth version.
This already sets the tone of a real legal battlefield. But the real question is, why does a missing 1 minute clip suddenly have the power to shake an entire criminal case? This is where discovery law stops being theory and becomes survival.
They're saying that's not us that heard that first version that you saw on video that got caught.
And they can't talk about that.
But how can they even talk about what she told them? Because I'm not able to impeach any of these witnesses if I don't have all of their statements that the state has. And I don't have the same knowledge that the police department has. Since they took these statements, that first statement might have tons of impeachment in it that I can use against Sanani, that I can use against.
So why is everybody waiting till the last minute to talk about a first statement?
To the state's knowledge, there are no statements that have not been disclosed to defense. Everything has been documented in the report and has been provided.
Has the first statement been provided?
Yes.
So is the only issue that there needs to be an officer?
Hold on. What it is, Your Honor, is that the statement was stopped in the middle of the body cam video, the statement's done. So we were anticipating, thinking, because the impression that we got, it was from this one officer who was going to be testifying. So when we go to question her and we were asking her questions, it's basically saying, oh, that's not my body camera. That wasn't me. I don't know what happened at that point.
She didn't know what that statement.
So she doesn't know anything about that statement. So, and the statements have been changing throughout. So we want to see how far the statements have changed from statement number 1 to statement number 2 to statement number 3. If we're just finding out today that that statement number 1 wasn't even taken by the officers who we believed it to be, we can't properly impeach. If they can identify who that officer is, then we can bring them up and testify, well, what is it that she told you in statement number 1? But we can't even do that because they've not been identified by this person. And as you well know in investigative processes, any officer that has any contact with a complaining witness and that complaining witness is making statements should, under proper investigatory standards, make a supplementary report so that we can know what's going on. We can't even say that today. So as far as the court's question as to why are we just finding this out right now, we just found out right now. This is not any bad conduct, and I'm not trying to impute any bad conduct on the DA at this point, but my point being is that this is something that should have been brought to our knowledge, and just hiding the ball and saying, well, we didn't think about it, we didn't know about it, that's insufficient. That's denying the client due process.
Here's my question.
This is classic courtroom tension, when defense says, we don't have the full picture. And in law, missing footage isn't just missing video. It can mean missing truth.
At least 3.
One statement that they made initially to the officer. What they're referring to, this body cam that they have, there is no audio on this body cam. It cuts off. It's like a minute and something long. It's very short. If Your Honor would like to watch it, see there is no audio on it. Additionally, if the statements were, as I was saying, to Officer Caballero, who is here present to testify. If there's follow-up done by the assigned detective.
So this is my question, and I want everybody to answer the questions that are being asked. First, is this a statement involving the complainant?
Yes.
All right. So how many statements is the complainant is attributed to the complainant?
Are we referring to different times when the statement was made?
Just a total. Did this all happen in one sequence?
Of course it not.
All right. So here's the thing. I need one person at a time. And this is what I want to remind everybody. Proper ruling, if everybody wants to converse over each other, this is the information I need and this is the information I want. And then you can all do your arguments afterwards. So the first statement, and I'll just call it first statement, and that was by the complainant. Who is the officer who took the first statement? All right, I'm gonna have y'all step back. Y'all discuss whatever y'all want to discuss, then you come back. But the jury is coming in like 5 minutes. And if y'all have not finished discussing it, then that means that you all.
Yes.
All right. That's the first statement.
Percent she tries to make a statement about this incident.
All right. And then the second statement?
It's when she goes to the police station and meets with Officer Caballero.
No, he was.
This is where the law gets serious. Under Brady and Giglio, the state doesn't just share what it wants. It must disclose anything that could change the jury's mind. That's constitutional fairness, not a favor.
That's not correct. The second statement was made at the station to some mysterious police officer who had the body camera. And the body camera, as she starts to talk, it goes off. Now, the questions that we have is, what did she tell that officer, and why? And if we had that officer, to ask the officer, why did you feel the need to turn off your body cam?
Is there a statement?
So what is in verification discovery, the video that they have is assigned to an Officer Kennedy. Reading on his supplement, if they disagree, to me, it appears he is their live oak police department's version of like a union DI. It's the person that essentially took the photographs, attached them to their, that's what his supplement looks like it reads. But I mean, yes, it looks like when he was taking photographs, statements were given to him, but essentially his purpose of coming to the station was for that. And there may have been statements given to him while he's taking photographs. Is the only body cam exists that is this one that they have, where as soon as potentially audio comes about, it cuts.
And the point that we're making with that particular statement, Your Honor, is that through their own witness and evidence we got so far from discovery, is that there was another officer there, and the Officer Kennedy saying that wasn't my body camera. That was a mysterious person.
We thought it was going to be Officer Kennedy. He's the only other person. Officer Caballero, when I asked her, well, why don't you take a look at this video before Kennedy gets here? She goes, that's not Kennedy.
Let me ask you this.
Officer Caballero and Detective Jimenez are here.
Bring them down. And they will come down and you all talk to them. All right. Thank you.
Notice how quickly things shift here. One missing officer identity turns into a full credibility crisis. In court, uncertainty is just as powerful as evidence itself.
Speaking to the jurors, I won't blame anyone, of course. I will just let them know that there have been technical difficulties. All right. So both the defense and the state are going to speak with you briefly in the back. There is an issue concerning a body cam video and audio. And so there's been some discrepancy over who that might have been. So maybe you all will be able to clear that up for the defense and the state if there's any type of discrepancy. So that's the only thing they're going to ask you about, because now is not the time for people to do direct examination and cross-examination. It's just for them to discover an issue with a body cam. So supposedly, from what they're telling me, there was a body cam with the complainant in this case.
Yes.
The audio was cut off, and there's some confusion about whose body cam that belonged to. So you all may be able to clear that up for us. So if you all will talk to them.
This is the turning point, because now we're not just talking about what was said, but who heard it. And in law, who can change everything.
You're welcome. State versus Duran Evans. Can I have parties announced for the record?
And Diego Sanchez for the state.
Sid Greehey for Mr. Evans.
Yes. So where are we?
So we discussed this with the two witnesses, the two officers in the back. The female officer gave two names. She thought that it might be a Corporal Reese or an Officer Brian Smith. the gentleman officer said that he thinks it sounds like Officer Kennedy. We just found out right now that Officer Kennedy was charged with aggravated assault by a public servant in this courthouse, being prosecuted by this district attorney's office, which we were not made aware of until just right now. He apparently pled out of the 226 on the 1st, which was Monday. He's sentenced for a PSI on the 28th of January. We're just finding this out.
And as far as our ethical obligation, when it comes to this, there's no obligation until the conviction of the officer has been determined, and please conviction will come. It looks like in January, at which point that would have been state's responsibility to this ethical disclosure.
In the spirit of the law and what they should be told, that your witness.
Yes, and as soon as we became aware of it, it was disclosed.
I find it hard to believe that this district attorney's office is not aware of a person that they're prosecuting in the courtroom directly underneath this one.
Wasn't disclosed for 30 seconds.
All right, so here's the thing. Number one,
We still don't know who the officer was on the body cam.
just 1 second. So number one,
Key legal moment here. Impeachment isn't drama, it's strategy. It's how attorneys challenge credibility without directly attacking a witness.
I do not find it hard to believe that these specific attorneys didn't know someone else was being prosecuted. Now, are they supposed to have constructive knowledge? That's completely different. But as far as them having actual knowledge that he was charged with an offense and that it is in this courthouse, necessarily they wouldn't have an actual knowledge of that. And how many prosecutors, when you're running criminal history, you actually run the criminal history of officers? That's usually never done. So I understand that constructively they should have known, or constructively they do know, but they didn't have actual knowledge. Did you have actual knowledge? Did you have actual knowledge?
Did not.
All right. So he doesn't have actual knowledge, but he has. Y'all have any information for me?
Yes.
Yes.
We, as of right now, have no reason to believe that that body cam belongs to any other officer other than Officer Kennedy. Still trying to confirm that there were superiors over at the Live Oak Police Department, but no information has been provided to us that would lead us to believe that it is anyone else but Officer Kennedy.
This is explosive. When a potential witness is also facing criminal charges, credibility instantly becomes a legal battleground under Giglio rules.
Here's my other thing. So is Officer Kennedy subpoenaed to testify in this case?
He was not subpoenaed by the state. He was not, the state was planning on calling.
I'd say issue a subpoena.
If needed for him.
All right. So the state is going to want him to be here. So y'all will need to contact Mr. Kennedy's attorney. So I'm going to excuse the jury. They're going to be back here tomorrow, and you all need to be here by 10, and you need to have all the information.
The state is imputed to know this information, whether it's actual knowledge or constructive knowledge, or any station that the state was well aware of it. Mr. Kennedy has been notified by the state that he's not been subpoenaed, and he was expecting to answer my question as to why he's not subpoenaed, so that if we can get a hold of him.
All right. So with regards to the statement that was made to Mr. Kennedy, whether or not that will be excluded, we'll take that up if it is offered. With regards to any other statements that the complainant has made to anyone, that's going to be subject to the rules of evidence and whatever objections people may have. I'm sure both parties are aware that some statements are out of court statements that are not sworn to. So do you want Mr. Kennedy here?
Everyone here, after they stated that they can't get a hold of him. Your Honor, he was in the sport. The state knows how to get a hold of him. Absolutely careful pretrial services.
Okay.
I'm asking the state and asking the court to notify the state.
All right. So here's my question with Mr. Kennedy. Do y'all want him to be excluded from testifying or not? So that's what.
I want him here to testify and want to subpoena what as the state to do is that they have pre-con services on that day, show up today, meetings, and you can get served right then and there.
All right, so
And
I don't
know where he lives. I mean,
So my question is, and I want everyone to consider, and I'm gonna bring the jury in. My question is, everyone needs to make a determination. Do they want him excluded from testifying? Do they want any video where the complainant was speaking to him excluded? You all need to let the court know that, and the court will take that up. But for now,
And this is the real essence of the justice system. Trials aren't just about guilt or innocence. They're about whether the process itself stayed fair, transparent, and properly disclosed.